YouTube, what the crap's going on?
Every hiatus from battle.
Welcome to the stream,
is a
folks.
chance for a new war.
Thank you for joining in. How are you all tonight? Got a bunch of folks already here in the lobby. Looks like we got Nathan, Orca, Shoyson, Warner. You beautiful moderator, how are you? I did forget to post an announcement to the stream. My bad, Warner. Should have had it up, but I set all this up last night and forgot to put the announcement up in my Discord and stuff. Nikki, good to see you. Hey, the salt bot is on, Nikki, if you need to do some salt gambling. Gundam of Spitara, welcome. About to say Sparta, but then realized it wasn't. Steven, how are you doing? Everybody, thanks for being here. Killscribe, how are you? Hope you're ready to see some kills, because we're going to get some. There's going to be blood for the Blood God and skulls for the Skull Throne, people. There will be plenty of skulls. I'm not going to do a camera tonight. It'll just be all business.
Mistress of Skulls.
Hey, YouTube is popping up something in front of me that says that now is a great time for me to insert an ad. So here you all go. Here's your advertisement. Tonight's stream is sponsored by me, because I'm here doing it. So, in case you all want to, enjoy watching the stream. Courtesy of HeirofCarthage is tonight's sponsor. There you go. Sponsored content. Someone's going to report me.
The Queen.
Warner says, what a shill. I am a big shill for that guy. I know. I've been shilling for him for like over 12 years. In any case, so there you go, YouTube. I inserted an ad, and it's one that doesn't annoy my audience, hopefully. So here we go. We're going to get to playing. We're going to be playing some Valkia the Bloody tonight. Now, I had a video up on my channel earlier. It was a rather short one, but kind of just giving you all an introduction to Valkia, with the idea hopefully being that that would give you all something to be tided over from the time that the embargo dropped until now, when I could actually do the live stream, because, of course, when I can live stream is much, much later than 3 p.m. British Standard Time, when they always do their embargo. So, anyway, we're going to start from where we're at. It's on turn 27. Even in the video, I was in, like, turn 20-something. I've had a few comments from folks, and it's fine. I'm just going to address it, but people are saying... Some folks are upset they don't see me start from turn 1. I guess, like, maybe it's something you just really want to see, but you start way up here at Dagrak's End, and you just face roll, like, a couple of easy settlements, until you get down here and there's someone actually interesting to fight, like Malakith or Grombrindle. So I figured most people would probably appreciate me just skipping 20 turns of nonsense, having a real army, and getting straight into the blood for the Blood God and the skulls for the Skull Throne, right? So that's what I'm hoping to do with this, type of format. So I know some people are wondering why I've been starting, like mid-campaign. Well, that's why, because I feel like that there will be times when I will show that part of a campaign, but mostly like if we're doing like a challenge one and I'm trying to teach you all how to get the best start possible or something like that, right? Otherwise, there's just not a whole lot of point in me showing you the auto-resolve fights that CA gives you to kind of get your feet under you early on in a campaign, because that's really all those things are. Let's see, do we want Warrior Wizard? I mean, that would be pretty cool. Miscast chance drop and a hit points buff is also nice. We can always get a weapon that makes us stronger too. Let's do that. Yeah. Hopefully y'all are having a good night. Hopefully you're excited for some Champions of Chaos DLC action. I know I am. All the lords are really cool. Honestly, I'm playing Valkia tonight because this is one I'd already started playing and I was ready to play. I haven't really gotten to mess with Village very much, but Tzeentch has gotten quite a bit more interesting. And then also, Nurgle has been my least favorite faction in the game. I forgot we're not at war with Malakith. Let's actually replenish real quick, and then we'll go kill him in just a minute. We can kill him at our leisure. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, Nurgle. Nurgle is my least favorite faction in the game by a long shot. Nurgle is just a terrible faction in the current state of the game. Not interesting to play. Everything's a snooze fest. The roster's boring. Kugath is kind of
Play
okay,
this game on my side,
but
and the
also kind of
rewards will be
boring. Like, there's no
considerable.
mounts or anything else that you can get for Kugath, and so it's just kind of meh for me. Like, Nurgle is awful. And Festus helps so much with Nurgle. Like, Festus is so much more fun with the kind of paired abilities that go between healing and Mortis effect. It's really good. So Festus is so much better, and then they've added... Hey, Starman! Thanks for the 20. I'll get to your comment in just a second, Starman. I'm just going to finish this thought. But yeah, Nurgle got Chaos Warriors added, which also helps so much in the playstyle. Like, you actually have some offensive weaponry rather than just everything being a hit point tank that does very little damage. So, in my opinion, Nurgle needed this so bad, because Nurgle was a trash tier faction, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that means they never could win a battle or anything else. I'm just saying they're trash tier in terms of enjoyment. And now I feel like they are not in trash tier in terms of enjoyment. So I feel like that was a huge win for Nurgle. Anyway, Starman says, can't wait for the update. Need my High Elves back. So High Elves are fun. The only one I've gotten to play so far, though, is Emmerich. Well, I say that. I've played just a hair of Tyrion's campaign. But I played about 60 or 70 turns of Emmerich's campaign. And his start position is just full of rats. Like, I mean, there are so many rats. But it's fun, as is usual. In my first few turns of the Emmerich campaign, Starman, it gives you your opportunity to get your first dragon. And the first dragon that came was Emrath the Eternal, which I believe is the strongest one. And holy crap, it was the fight of my life to get Emrath. And Tyrion even got wounded in the attempt, but I got Emrath, and ever since then, it's funny because in the Emmerich campaign, I can barely afford one army, even though I have lots of settlements because it's so expensive with the dragons and stuff. And then, let's see, Profane Weaponry, I think is what we want to do here. Get some Warband upgrades to Chaos Knights. Anyway, yeah, the Emmerich campaign's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it pretty thoroughly, and I hope to show you all some maybe at some point. But yeah, Emrath was a crazy fight, but once you get him, I mean, he is basically immune to rats. Like he pretty much cannot be killed by rats, so it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna upgrade these guys to some warriors with great weapons. I love this upgrade mechanic, by the way. I wish this was actually a thing with all factions to some degree. But anyway, yeah, Starman, hopefully you're excited for the High Elves. I'm excited for them. They got a lot of fun stuff. Charles, thanks for the 20, says, really enjoy your playthrough, hoping for a Kislev Immortal Empires campaign. I definitely want to play Kislev and Immortal Empires.
Mistress of Skulls.
And the good thing is, Charles, is that with the way I'm doing campaigns now, I'm going to do like 5 or 6 episodes of focus, or, like just go for the short campaign victory, or we'll have an objective, like, maybe for instance, I do a 200% in-game challenge and pull the in-game up into like the first 50 turns. Or we have a challenge, like, for instance, race to 8 peaks, or, whatever it is, right? Whatever the challenge is, that should allow me to rotate through campaigns, hopefully every week or so. And so I'm hoping to keep things shorter like that, where we can cover a lot more ground. And even though I played Kislev in the Realms of Chaos, I definitely want to play Kislev in Immortal Empires. I actually have not played them yet in Immortal Empires, and the main reason for that is just because I've been trying to play other things, since I did get a lot of Kislev campaign in the Realm of Chaos, but I'm certainly excited to try them. They're nearby in my Karl Franz campaign that I started, and I've already gotten to cut a few deals with them, so it's been fun. As Steve Sutton says, hit the like button or dislike, or we'll have Nurgle lick you. That's right. If you don't hit one of those buttons, then Nurgle will lick you, and he'll make you sorry. Tiny has a joke for us. He says, what do you call an American bee? A USB? Ooh. I like it, Tiny. I like it. Thank you. Thanks for being here tonight. Let's do scouting. Nice to get more magic items. You can never have enough weapons. Alright. I'm currently at peace with Malakith, but and I think I know how you all are going to swing on this vote, but I want to get you involved. So I'm going to ask you all here. There'll be a poll in the chat. Kill Malakith, okay? That's the question. So, yes or no answer. Are we going to add Malakith's blood and skull to our collection? So it's up in the chat. Feel free to vote. And I'll let you all decide Malakith's fate.
I crave the flavor of your freshly removed hearts.
So go up and vote in the poll. It's in the chat. And I'll let you, like I said, I'll let you all decide his fate. I have a feeling I know where his fate is going to land here, especially when we're doing a corn campaign, but, you know, figure participation's still a good thing. Let me cover a few things with you all. As far as Gifts of Chaos, what I've been rocking so far, if we go into the view gifts, I've got this Hellish Bite, which is a gift from Khorne. So we've got that gift active right now. Let's go show it. So Hellish Bite is this one. Says units will instantly be added to your gifted units pool every 3 turns afterwards. So we're getting extra units of Flesh Hounds into the gifted unit pool. Flesh Hounds are very useful. And then, of course, I've got this gift here, which is Ruinous Bulwark, which is giving me the Shatterstone ability, which is really awesome. It's really awesome for getting into settlements quicker, so that's why I pulled that one in. All right, so people definitely want Malakith to die. So I think it was 93% of the vote is asking that we go ahead and kill Malakith, so it will be done. Ain't no meaning. Thanks for the 5. He says, imagine being Nurgle's pedicurist. Oh, gosh. Imagine just being anywhere within 100 yards of Nurgle. Much less the pedicurist. Yikes. That is a terrible thought. Absolutely terrible. They're allied with Hag Grief. Okay, good. Alright, so Malakith is gonna be caught here. We could surround him, but he probably won't come out and fight us, so let's just go in and punch him in the face. I'm gonna fight this battle. I'm gonna go ahead and fight this one. Let's see. Jamrock says 6 days, and the Mortals can also finally play. I'm excited for y'all to get in. I wish I could give you all access instant. Like it's cool to have early access, like because we get, you know, obviously it's fun to take a look at it, but I try and use this example to explain it. It's like whenever I've traveled places in the past for work, and it was a cool place, and it was neat because I got to see a neat place, but then my family wasn't with me, so it kind of ruins the fun, right? Because I didn't have people there to enjoy it with. So I really want you all to get the game because I want to play it with you. I want to start doing multiplayer live streams on it. I want to do some, you know, potentially some multiplayer campaigns. Like I can't wait for you all to jump in, because when there's a small group of people playing it, you also can't learn everything there is about the game.
Valkia the Bloody!
There could be, you know, like broken balance. There could be all kinds of issues that just aren't going to come to light until you have more people playing and you start to get a better idea of what it is, you know, that the game is like whenever it gets its full population. So, like, for instance, in the past, I remember times where a game would release and people would be like, how did you all not notice these bugs? And it's like, well, I mean, it has to go to a lot of people. Sometimes you don't notice the bugs. So, you know, my machine may not get the same bugs or same issues or, you know, performance or whatever it is. And then also there's like army builds and stuff like that. You know, someone's always creative coming up with, you know, wacky army builds or combinations or strategies. Like, so there's a whole bunch of stuff that can happen one way or the other. And it's nice to get everybody involved, so I'm definitely excited for you all to get your hands on it. Should be a whole lot of fun. I cannot review anything at the moment. There's still an embargo on reviews, so I can't give you all like a impressions or review or anything like that. But I am allowed to tell you that I am having fun playing the game. So there you go. There's that. But yeah, I cannot rate the game or provide any sort of review at the moment. Not that I'm like a review channel anyway, right? That's not really a thing that I do. But if anybody is asking and says, well, where do you think? Should I buy this? Or anything, like, I can't answer any of that stuff right now. And I would give you this same generic advice that I give people anyway when the time comes where I am allowed to answer that, which is that, and it's generic advice, which is why I wouldn't get in trouble for saying it now. Whatever's worth it to you, you should go get, right? watch people play the game, see if it provides what it is that you want from it, and then you go make the decision. Because everybody looks at money differently. Everybody's got different ideas of what good value is, and it's just gonna depend on the person. So, let's see, I'm gonna...
My magic is ready. Going.
Ended up kind of switching sides with these guys, but no big deal. Alright, we got a lot of shades and other units over here, so it'd be good that I'm bringing in the Warriors of Khorne from this direction. Valkyria's getting a little bit chewed up right now.
It is my will! Seeking the fight!
Try and get over here. These warriors in. Unfortunately, one of Khorne's weaknesses is speed. There are certain units that Khorne has that are nice and speedy, but many are not. What's that explosion going on there? Sorcerer. Back out of there a little bit. Let's take this character and go run down these shades.
Follow the blood.
Run down those shades. Let's bring the Khorne cannon in. Whew, boy, those crossbows hurt right there. They gave me a pretty steady beating. Okay, how's Valkia holding out?
Valkia the Bloody!
A lot going on, so I'm trying to bounce between locations, so be patient with me. Alright, Valkia has created a little blob up there, so that's good. I'm going to use her abilities to throw down some extra damage. Let's throw these units in that direction. Okay. Got some captures. How's my cavalry capture? The cavalry capture is complete. I'll move my cavalry up to the next point. Basically trying to capture as many points as possible. I don't really have a whole lot of magic to help me yet, because all I have is just the one spell. Let's go take a close look at Valkia while we have the opportunity. She's in combat. Oh, speaking of, let's mess with the blood slider too. Earlier in my video, let me get into because I can show you menus now. Let's go into the graphics menu. And there's a slider for the blood. I have mine turned down. I'm going to crank it all the way up. Go ahead and apply those changes. I don't know if it'll apply in mid-battle. We'll see. But earlier in my video, I had it at like 50%, and I never did see it show up on their armor or clothes, even though it was showing up on the ground. So I'm going to turn it up to 100%, and then we'll kind of start adjusting from there. Michael says, how often can we expect streams coming up to release? Love the content, by the way. Well, I'd like to stream a couple of times a week. We've had the early access stuff going, though, and I've had to use most of my time to play battles with Indy and Dav, because that was really the only content that I could make on Immortal Empires. I wasn't allowed to do any campaign footage, obviously, at the first. So that was what I focused on, and that was taking all my time. So that's why there hasn't been any streams the last couple of weeks, is because I've had early access and been working on said early access. So yeah, that's why you didn't see as much. I'd like I said, like to do it twice a week. No guarantee that I'm actually going to get to do it twice a week. But that's what I want to aim for. I'd like to do a multiplayer stream with you all once it releases on Thursday. And then I would like to move on to either some campaign gameplay or, you know, perhaps more multiplayer if we want to some weeks. There's quite a few game modes. So that's what the blood looks like at the moment. I had it on 100% whenever we first got access to it, and it looked kind of like ketchup again. So I'll leave it on for, but again, it may not adjust in this battle. We may have to wait. What is that explosion ability going on over here? It's not my character. Maybe some kind of bombardment they have or something. Anyway, I'm going to hit that stuff in the back. Man, my skull cannon got owned by some shades or something. Speaking of shades, let's go throw some shade on the shades. Okay, pushing over here, but there's a ton of shades from Malakith. Shades are cool units. Very deadly units, in fact. If they had a 360-degree firing arc, then they'd be really wicked, but they're already pretty tough. It's like a murderous mastery just went off, or murderous prowess, whatever it is, depending on the unit. Where's Malakith, by the way? Okay, he's over there. We'll go fight him in a minute. Where's my cavalry blob? Need Okay, we took out those units. Let's bring the cavalry blob up here. In fact, let's just bring all those guys this direction.
Murderous!
And I'm gonna drop this over here and help against Malakith with some army ability attack there. Shades are trying to run away through me. That's not really gonna work out very good.
Valkia the Bloody!
Let's bring Valkia over to help with Malakith because he's holding up pretty tough right now, kind of making a bottleneck for us. Alright, so here comes my quick movers. They can help clean up. I've also got skull crushers. So I've got some good units for taking out some of this enemy missile chaff over here. Okay, so I got the dogs headed in here. We're gonna need to just plow right on through here. I want you all to see some of these regiments of renown up close. I think that the blood effects will probably update in the next battle. Like, I think it's a setting that has to update in the next battle, so that's why you're still not seeing any blood up on people. Oh man, Malakith got KO'd quick over here. Holy cow. He was like doing just fine a minute ago and now he's gone. So Valkia got in there along with all this anti-infantry Khorne dual weapons and they absolutely laid a whip on Malakith. So that's going to be the end of Malakith and essentially the end of this battle. I'm surprised there wasn't a chain route right then and there. Here, watch, we're gonna pinch this unit between two skull crushers. These Druki are so dead. I got the Regiment of Renown version and the standard skull crusher. There's Valkia as well, so. Alright, first victory for Valkia of the night. Won't be the last. It's in the battle. Get to some of the questions here in the chat. Is that a magic caster? It is, James. I am spitting in Khorne's eye by having a fire caster, but I figured fire caster goes pretty nicely with Khorne because all the flaming damage. But yeah, I know. Khorne hates me. Tom says Air wants the load sleep and be. I don't know what that is. The ROR Skull Crushers look amazing. Yes, they do. That's because they are amazing. They're a very expensive unit that may be hard to justify at times in multiplayer, but they are immensely powerful. Very, very good in the campaign, so if you get a hold of them, definitely put them to use. They absolutely massacre infantry, so they're very, very nice units. Get to a few more. Valkia definitely has spoke to the manager. Yes, she did. Let's see. You think you can date Valkia in the future? Well, I'm married, so I don't need to, but if you all want to, you can feel free to get the DLC and ask her out. See how it goes. I don't know what kind of date she's going to want to go on, but I have a feeling that it might be kind of violent. But you know, if you're used to being around Marathi or something, you know, maybe it's no big deal.
Consort of
or if you've been off in the Slaanesh realm,
Mistress
who knows?
Of skulls.
I'm sure she'll rip your heart out and hand it right back to you if things don't work out. And then probably add your skull to the pile as well. Killscribe says Valkia is going to date Al Gorbel. That would be an unholy matrimony, if ever there had been one. Al Gorbel. Oh man, I love it. She's a Tommy mommy. Jeez. Air, do you have a favorite Chaos Legendary Lord yet? Not yet. I've played with all of them at least once. Trying to make sure that's true. Yeah, Village. I played him in a multiplayer match with Indy. And then what else did we play? Speaking of, I wonder if I saved that replay. So I've played Village, I've played Valkia because I'm playing it right now. I've played Festus in a match. And then who am I forgetting? Oh, Azazel. I have not played Azazel yet. I've played against Azazel a couple of times in multiplayer, but I have not played Azazel yet. What have you guys thought of Azazel so far? Have you seen any videos? Is he looking good? And I don't mean that, you know, in like a Slaaneshi way, like that you're attracted. I'm just, you know, does he look like he's going to be a good lord? When I played against him, he was very fast, good at causing some quick terror, but a lot spongier, you know, than obviously something like Scarbrand. But, you know, maintain that really nice speed that comes with all things,
Armaments worthy of
all things
corn.
Slanesh. Bedlam's at 95. Thanks for the 5. He says, can we name the Skull Cannon the Big Iron? Sure, why not? Thank you. Appreciate you supporting. So here's the Big Iron. Got it done for you. Thank Bedlam95. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Nova Akron says this looks amazing. Pyrrhic Stratigo says, is blood all over the top? As in a 70s samurai movie over the top? Well, it's not like Shogun 2. Really, honestly, it was kind of funny in Shogun 2, the blood, but it was also kind of fitting. Like, it was pretty neat. The blood, we'll get a chance to look at the blood in the next one. I had it turned down at 50% on the last 2 videos I made this morning, and then I had it turned at 50% in that last battle. I turned it up in the last battle, but it doesn't update mid-battle. So the next battle we fight, I'll have the blood turned up to 100%. You all can see what you think, and just, you know, see where you think it's at, so you can make that choice for yourself.
Excellent.
If it's still real ketchupy looking at 100%, then I don't like that. However, since CA added a slider, which allows me to kind of choose what I want, at that point I don't care, right? As long as they have the options in, because previously I was having to use a mod to lower the blood and gore to make videos look better, and so I shouldn't have to use a mod, although I'm very appreciative of it, and the modding community is awesome. I'm glad they fixed that issue for me, and it was a good fix, but it's not something that should require a mod to fix. And I'm glad CA added the slider. They've added a lot more settings, checkboxes, and stuff to campaign as well. They're certainly improving the customizability of the campaign, and I'm really happy to see that. You all get to mess with it whenever this comes out, and again, you'll be able to make a judgment on how it falls, but like, you know, being able to choose in-game scenarios and the timing of the in-game, it's good. They're starting to add the options. I hope they add even more options over time, because I think they need to, and it will make the game better overall. However, let's go slaughter some Dawi.
Bloodshed awaits.
At Rakdo Gorge. Oh, I went a little too far, so I'm not going to be able to...
Press on!
I'll go ahead and sit right here and heal, and then we'll head over there in the next one. Some of my little outpost here might get knocked down, but I'm not really worried about it. All my money is coming from Dagrak's End up here. I don't know where the next closest Dark Fortress site is, because the Dark Fortress sites are one of the ways where you make your money. The other way you can do it is through vassalizing Norscan tribes, and of course they have to pay a tribute to you. So that's kind of the couple of ways that you can make money from raiding as well, should you so choose. Yeah, that's kind of your options. And you can make all your money from just slaughtering people as well, which is kind of befitting to Valkia. So, 281 watching. That's right, Steven. We got a big night. I'm glad you all are excited to see this. Glad you got to come to the stream. I'm excited to be streaming again, and like I said, I'm super excited for you all to get to pick this up if it's something you're interested in, and then you get to try it out. I think it's been very fun for me so far because I finally, you know, get what we've all been wanting, which is those game 1 and 2 factions
of Skulls.
in an epic, all-inclusive setting in game 3, and that's been sorely lacking. Sandbox campaign has been sorely lacking. Again, the modders fixed it. The modders gave you the opportunity to play Realms of Chaos in a sandbox mode, but it was only with Game 3 factions and lords, so it was still limited, even though they did a great job of getting us that sandbox as soon as CA opened up the mod workshop. So, yeah, I think that obviously this is what the game needs. It needs all of its content, and it's needed it really bad. The game released back in February, and it's August. Better late than never, for sure. I'm glad that CA delivered it when they said they would. So that makes me happy. It was later than it should have been, in my opinion. Like, they should have had this way closer to being ready when the game was released, and they should have been much more upfront about that. I think they made a huge goof. I think they know they made a huge goof. I have the Shatterstone ability, so let's go ahead and just fight this one as well. And I think they're trying to correct the goof. I mean, the map they've given us is absolutely enormous. I mean, it's huge, way bigger than what we had in Game 2. They added sea lanes. They've added these in-game scenarios. They've added all the options and sliders. They've made unique factions for the different lords who needed them. They reshuffled start positions. They reworked chaos like that we're playing right now. They've added these lords and the DLC. They've done a lot of work to, I think, make the launch of Immortal Empires be as epic as it should. Will it be? Well, we'll only know when it launches. I can't say 100%, but I think they're trying hard. I don't think that if the launch does not go well, I don't think it's for a lack of trying. I do believe that they are very much trying to get some good stuff to you all here and help you have a good experience. But like I said, we'll see. The launch itself is going to be telling. Does it provide what people want? Does it repopulate the game back to the way that the game should be? Do we see people return in large numbers? Do we finally see the game get to the point where it should be in terms of customer happiness and player happiness and satisfaction? So that's what I want to see. I'm biased in the sense that I want CA to succeed. I want this to be successful, so I'm very optimistic at the moment. And so just so you all know, I'm coming at this with a lot of optimism. I think they're going to do well. It may not be true, though. I was having a lot of fun with the Realms of Chaos stuff when it released as well. And of course that did not go over very well. And even for me, like it started to stagnate pretty quickly. Anything that's new sometimes can blind you. And that's the only reason why I warn. Not because I'm like playing it and I have big red flags everywhere or something like that. It's just that you just don't know until something releases for sure. Warner, thanks for being a member for 6 months. Thanks for being an awesome moderator here and over on my Discord. I do appreciate you. And appreciate all the help that you give to my channel. And let's see, Warner says, Valkia is my go-to champion for this DLC, mainly because she seems to be the least likely to commit tax fraud. I'm not sure how Valkia comes into tax fraud, but sure, I'll agree, Warner, I'll agree. Least likely to commit tax fraud. I'm sure there's a joke there that I'm just too dull to pick up on at the moment. These Dawi are giving us a good shooting. I don't know why my guys went into a column formation there, but they sure as heck did. What are we missing here? Skull cannons firing away. Let's bring up the bloodletters. I'm just gonna rush the walls and try and pin the Dawi into... Oh, I forgot about Shatterstone. Wait. Shatter this wall over here. Start digging right in. Boom! Suckers! Alright, I'm gonna bring these guys through the walls. And actually, yeah, I still may not go through the wall because there's so many missile units there. Let's go ahead and still just climb. I feel like going up and killing some of these guys on the walls may be the safer bet. We'll bust the gates open and then be able to put a little more pressure. Valkia is already up in here fighting. Better be careful. Grombrindle's right here. I mean, should we see how she does against Grombrindle real quick? Yeah, let's do it. Let's fire up the Tormentor Sword and the Potion of Strength, and then just give Grombrindle beating here. Valkia's an anti-large unit, but I mean, look at her damage up right there.
Glorious slaughter!
Did she not land a hit there on the charge? She did not land a charge. There she got a good shot on Grombrindle. Let's take a look up close here. See what the blood looks like. Definitely more blood on the ground now. I don't see it on Valkia yet, but it may come with kills. Let's see how she's doing against Grombrindle. She had some pretty heavy buffs. Is the gate busted? Yes, it is. Let's bring in the Skull Crushers. Alright, so Skull Crushers are on the way. This gate is open as well, so get inside, get these two moving. Dogs, go ahead and come in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just bring the Skull Cannon into mate. Wow, Valkia is just owning Gromby up here. And it doesn't help Grombrindle now that there's Skull Crushers of Horn in here as well. He's in trouble. He is in some big, big trouble. I only have one Shatterstone left, and I don't really want to use it on the wall. It lets you use it on the ground, which is kind of stupid, to be honest. It's going to try and get these Quarrelers, but they moved away from it, which was pretty smart. They did not want any of that action. I'm going to go capture that capture point and take that tower away. Let's see, I've got other units standing uncontested on the walls, so let's go ahead and start to move down.
Yes! Marauders of Khorne!
Alright, Valkyria's still doing just fine down in that fight. Everywhere we've engaged on the walls, we're doing pretty darn well, as one would expect. I'm going to help these guys out a little bit.
This is the goal.
Alright, the cavalry came crushing through here. These Knights of the Brazen Skull Crushers that have the anti-infantry are going to just be an absolute hog heaven during this battle. Yeah, Valkia just came in here and gave Grombrindle an absolute slap in the face.
It is ours.
He's almost dead, and Grombrindle is definitely not a pushover character in melee. He is pretty tough. He can usually buff his infantry quite a lot as well. Come on, kill him, Valkia. He's got to be on the end of his life here. Let's see what the blood looks like. I don't see blood splattered up all over my characters, but of course my characters are very red to begin with. I don't see it splattered all over the Dawi either. Just not getting a lot of splattering. When I had first turned it on, there was a bunch of splattering, but now I'm just really not seeing much of it. I need to get these Skull Crushers moving and get them on the stomp. My hounds are having trouble chewing through all this armor back here. Where is my hero?
Sorcerer!
My sorcerer, hero.
Unstoppable!
Let's bring him over here, get some of these units down.
Very well. Axfather's Marauders!
Alright, so we're just gonna push forward.
With haste.
Skull Crushers!
Let's watch these Skull Crushers do some work on these Quarrelers. Quarrelers are actually pretty high armor for a skirmisher. So this is one of those cases when these Skull Crushers ought to be at their best because they pierce armor. They'd be good against pretty much any skirmisher, obviously. Even heavy infantry, they can really shine as long as they don't, you know, charge straight into a braced halberd unit or something like that. They do some tremendous damage. Boy, they look good too. That is a very good looking unit. Look how quickly they squish that. Bedlub95, thanks for another 5. He says, watching this and the Skull Cannon, I think there should be some other kind of black powder units for Khorne. Like Streltsy of Khorne. Is that lawful? Like, did the Norscan Marauders sometimes have powder weapons? If so, then yeah, that would be really cool. I don't know if it breaks the way that Khorne works, though, since there's very few skirmishing capabilities with Khorne. However, one thing I'll say about Khorne, especially if you're facing Khorne in multiplayer when all this releases, is that you cannot just assume you're going to be in an all-out melee slog with Khorne anymore. The Skull Cannon's always been there, though it hasn't been amazing, but the fact that you can have Marauder Horsemen running around with throwing axes now, you really got to watch out for Khorne, because if you come into a pick with Khorne in multiplayer thinking like, oh, it's just going to be a big melee because it's Khorne. Khorne's not necessarily all melee, and I think there's going to be a lot of people making some cheeky, you know, skirmishy type picks with Khorne where they use the Marauders to draw you into a lot of hit and fade type stuff where it'll be very painful, of course. Ooh, we got access to the Summoners of Rage. That is fantastic. I'm going to get rid of these hounds whenever I get back in my own territory and pull in the Summoners of Rage. And then hopefully these guys, I think they have to be like 7 or 8 in order to upgrade. What I really want to get is a Chosen of Khorne with dual weapons. These units are absurdly powerful. And so I want to get a hold of some of those. We're going to have rank 7, and I'm only on rank 6 at the moment, so we're getting close. Getting close indeed. Thanks, Bedlam. But yeah, I don't know. If there was powder Marauders and stuff like that, that would be cool to see for Khorne.
The Gore Queen.
I don't know what was in the lore. Ranged is not corny. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It didn't sound like it fits, but then again, I certainly do not know all there is to know about about Khorne
Gifts
from a
for
lore
the
standpoint.
champion.
Khorne for the Khorne God, Maze for the Maze Throne. That's right. Ancestral Throng has lost $1,891
Is that
to
the
us,
best they could
according
give
to
us?
our very own Kill Scribe. I think I got patchy cornflakes here. Maybe we should add the Kill Scribe here. Alright, this is Kill Scribe Blood Eater now. We got patchy cornflakes here. Had to make sure and bring you into the campaign. Alright,
Such meager
does Valkia have some kind of regen? She does. Let me show you what I'm using right here. It's this ability, Sword Maiden of Khorne. It's an ability you can unlock for when you get to the right level, and it has the passive Gore Feast, and then if you look down there, it's a passive regen. It heals 0.1% per second as long as she's in melee. So it does help her last longer in melee with that regen going on. I don't believe this is available to her in multiplayer. I don't think I saw that, but it's something that's there in campaign. Druid Head says, just popping in, does Valkia actually stomp fools? Or is her cutscene sadly correct? No, she dishes out a pretty steady stomping of fools. She just KO'd Grombrindle really easily. And she took out Malakith pretty easily a second ago too. In campaign, she's going to be quite strong. I think she's going to be good in multiplayer too, because for Khorne, it's relatively good speed and a nice anti-large that doesn't require you to have just a huge, oversized, bloodthirster flying around. Night Kill Scribe, some sleep. Thanks for dropping by. But yeah, I think that she's going to be quite powerful in a good way, like not broken or screwed up or anything else like that. I think she's going to fit in nicely.
Mistress of
I know there was like all the people thinking that she had gotten beaten up in her trailer.
The road to carnage.
So she was catching some flack for that. Malakith's back at Hag Grief. It looks like they confederated. Does the Blood Pact change anything on the campaign map? I don't know if it changes things in the campaign map. Maybe? I haven't paid attention yet. I think all the Khorne corruption, though, is making the water look like blood there, but I could be wrong on that. It may just be the fact that we're in Nagaron. I'm not 100% certain. Grainer Plus watching live. Nice here. Thanks, Marcus. Yeah, we got an awesome crowd tonight. It's great to have you all here. I figured people would be excited to see this. I was hoping they would be.
Bringer of glory.
It's obviously fun for me to come play it with you all and
Hell follows
get you some stuff. She says she has an ability that makes her invulnerable for a while. I'm guessing that's what the trailer was trying to show. It just didn't look good.
All skulls belong
I haven't even
to
gotten to watch her
Lord.
trailer yet, but India was talking to me about it one night because he was kind of joking that people were saying Azazel wasn't hot enough and that Valkia supposedly got beat up in her own trailer. Al Will says, do you think the game's worth buying currently? Well, so I can't answer that technically. Like I can't give reviews to the point where I say, oh, is it worth buying? Because the reviews are still under embargo. But even if they weren't under embargo, I would give you kind of the same generic advice, which is watch people play it, like me tonight, like all the other creators who are playing it. Go watch as many videos as you can watch. See what the gameplay looks like. See what the units look like. And then, of course, is it worth it? That's up to you. Like, I'm currently fortunate, not to be, like, super short on money, though. I mean, everything is more expensive, so I'm also trying not to spend a whole bunch of money right now. But, it would... Any Total War game is going to be worth it for me anytime. So, but that doesn't apply to all of you. And so, if I gave you my advice on it, right, I don't feel like it fits anyway. And like I said, that's embargoed right now anyway, so I can't even go through, a talk of that even if I wanted to. But like I said, the same advice that I would give you now applies then, and that type of advice would not be under embargo. We sacked our own settlement, I think, to get some of that experience. So in any case, yeah, just watch as many videos as you can, and you make the decision for what's best for you. That's always the advice that I would give people. So in any case, hopefully that will help you in the long run. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's totally worthless and you feel like I just
With my absolute word,
smacked my gums without telling you anything useful.
save your murderous energy.
We need to keep fighting. So I'll try and get in a position to keep fighting here. Warner,
Corn
thanks for the 10.
Around me.
He says, does the blood pack in this game tank the performance as much as Warhammer 2 counterpart did, or can you customize it like in 3K Troy? Now, there is sliders, Warner, where it can go up and down. I have not gotten to test it performance-wise. I did, and this is just anecdotal, when I was playing a battle with Indy the other night, and we were playing this together. Warhounds. Ooh, we can get Gore Feast on our Warhounds and Feral Manticores as well.
More strength for
He was saying that he thought it was performing better than the Blood did. I haven't taken the time to notice. What we could do, though, later is, try and test it some way, like look at a replay with and without it and kind of see what we're seeing. So...
Your skull shall be removed slowly, in the most painful way possible.
Yeah, thank you, Warner. Thanks for the 10. Appreciate the support. Hope things are going well for you at work and with your family and everything else. Yeah, I don't know for sure about the blood pack yet. It looks like we have the spear that we can go fight for. That would be good.
Carnith's awakened.
Can we teleport to the spear from here? Whoops, let's go and do that. And then, oh, let's take a look at the victory conditions too. People have been asking me about the victory conditions for a short campaign. It says control 13 of the following settlements by direct ownership or through vassals. So we're lacking basically all of these. Blackrock, Bloodwind, Demon Gate, Doom Keep. Like, there's a lot of options here. Karak Doom, I mean, some of these are far from where we start. So we're gonna have to move around. That's kind of interesting. They apparently want you to get around as Valkia, so I might have to use the sea lanes or something to do that. The long campaign victory is here, where you have to do 80 settlements in total, either loot raise or sack, and it has to be different settlements. Then you have to destroy all these factions, and you get a long victory, and of course then there's the domination one, where 272 different settlements. That is quite the dominating victory there. Yeah, anyway, let's head back over here. Wow, they really want you to get all over the map. That could take a while. Let's see, Jarhead Heathen, thanks for the 5. He says, what do you think about Festus and the new Nurgle units? Also, you got me into Total War and led me to buy my first PC. Well, I hope you do not regret it. I know
Sword Maiden
I
of
certainly
the
do not.
Blood
I
God.
love playing PC games and Total War. I also love building PCs. Just owning a gaming PC is fun. Very expensive hobby to have, but it's also very fun. We're just gonna get in here and Shrek these guys as well. So let's fight this one. So what do I think of the new Nurgle units? I think that Festus and the new Nurgle units have helped take Nurgle, and I said this earlier, I'll say it again. I think it's helped take Nurgle from... Now, I'm gonna call them trash tier prior to these, and what I mean by trash tier is in terms of enjoyment and replayability and fun. Nurgle was trash tier. Like, the Nurgle unit models look cool. The aesthetic is all there, so I'm not bashing any of that. It's just Nurgle was no fun to play unless you like extremely slow grind out fights. And I understand that's part of the way Nurgle has to fight, but at least this new update, like Festus has that switching ability that can switch between like a heal or a mortis effect, and it is awesome. It makes him really fun to like put in your units, give them the healing when they need it, help him damage out units when you need it. It makes that really enjoyable. And then as far as the other new units, getting access to warriors was absolutely huge. And I feel like that is going to change a lot of the way the game plays for Nurgle as well. So I think that was a huge win, getting access to warriors like that. I just in the few battles that I've played against Nurgle at this point, it's been a totally different experience and a much better experience. I have purposefully hardly touched Nurgle at all since the release of Warhammer 3 because Nurgle was just so boring to play. But I don't feel like that's the case anymore. I feel like there are definitely some reasons to play Nurgle. and it's much better as a result of the new units, in my opinion. I cannot give, again, a review or anything else like that, but just I am allowed to tell you whether I'm having fun with things, and I am having fun with the new Nurgle units, as opposed to having pretty much no fun with Nurgle previously. So I think that's probably the best way for me to describe it. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate the support. Good question. You all feel free to ask me whatever else. I have not spent a lot of time with the new Zinchi stuff, so I can't tell you a ton about it. I did get to play a battle as Village, and I had fun with it. I didn't really get to totally and completely fully explore Village and all the capabilities there, but I've gotten to at least dip my foot into that.
Chaos warriors of Khorne.
Woo! Those crossbows hurt so much, and I really don't want this unit completely and utterly destroyed. I'm gonna try and move this unit out of the way and get it to safety. I need these units to continue to level up rather than just get utterly destroyed. Alright, I got Shatterstone. And Shatterstone did not go through that wall because that was an indestructible wall segment. How irritating. Whew, we are taking a pretty good savaging already.
Glorious slaughter!
Fire Sorcerer. We really need our Fire Sorcerer to level up as well. I need to get through that gate and get Valkia some help, but it'll probably be okay for the moment. Holy smokes, that hurts.
Channeling. Moving.
Get up here. Try and finish that tower off, maybe.
At your command.
Alright. Valkia is drawing a lot of fire. Getting a lot of units up onto the wall. And let's see, what happened to that Khorne warrior who got utterly
Name your demand.
crapped on? Okay, looks like he's safe for the moment, so that's good. Shatterstone is back up. Let's bust a hole in the wall right there. And maybe take these units over there to exploit it. Alright, there's a hole in the wall. Come on, get me through that gate. Valkia is getting some good work done. Let's get these units down. The gate is open, so let's come plowing on in and start tying down some of these crossbows. Got rid of the tower. I'm gonna bring my skull cannon up into melee because it needs some ammo. Oh my gosh, Malakith is taking a dark magic dump all over us.
Battle hungry.
Let's hop down off the walls here and start to get engaged. Boy, we've got a mess of fights going on here. We're gonna take some damage. That's okay. Khorne's not afraid of a fight, folks. And fortunately for me, Valkia has been in here just absolutely tanking. I'm gonna go get a hold of Malakith and try and put him down.
Swiftly!
I'm gonna put him down. Buff in that fight. Valkia, time to go on a Malakith hunt. Let's bring our Fire Sorcerer in here. These guys can come off of these walls, but you're just getting shot up there anyway. Alright. Go ahead and go through the walls here. I got my... I thought I took my Bloodletters in through here. Ooh, I got another warrior. Let's get beat up pretty bad. Let's go try and sell that. Oh no, my Bloodletter started climbing up the ladder. That is kind of a crappy bug that I've noticed since I've been playing this, which is, even though there's a hole in the walls, sometimes it'll limit the number of troops it lets go through the hole, and then it just sends them up ladders and other stupid stuff. And I really hope that they update that because it's dumb and I hate it. Alright, here we go. Trying to keep everything tied down, though. There's a lot of Druki, and they are shooting the ever-loving crap out of Killscribe right now. So we're going to have to beat a hasty retreat here because those shades have our number. I'm hoping that the death of Malakith might strike a blow to the enemy here. My guys are kind of blobbed up. I can't get them into that fight as much as I need them to be. try and pull them around here. Oh, stop it, Malakith.
Certain death!
We're gonna take some losses here. This is definitely not what I had in mind. Wow, the Brazen got totally beat down. My patchy character just got beat down. The number of shades is too dang high. The number of shades is way too high at the moment. Yeah, we got beat up here on the wall by the Black Ark Corsairs. I did not expect that. Malakith, though, is getting absolutely tanked by Valkia, and this fight over here is certainly going in my favor, despite Malakith dropping some dark magic all over it. But he is pretty tanky himself. It's not making it quick, and quick is certainly what we need right now. What happened to my Skull Cannon? Did it just get KO'd too? I think my Skull Cannon just got killed while I was busy over there. Dang, I just moved it out of the way too. We might lose here because some of my troops are falling apart. And there's still a lot of Druki left. I may have botched this one. Those guys don't have much ammo, so let's go get those guys with ammo. What? Look at them over here, boy. They really want you dead, Killscribe. These guys want you all kinds of dead. Alright, is Malakith gone? He routed. He's not dead, unfortunately. Send our infantry that way. I'm gonna try and knock Malakith out of the fight just to hurt the Druki resolve. What happened over here? I guess this guy routed and ended up over here. That's not where I wanted him. There's a high Beastmaster. It's not good because we're infantry form. Oh my gosh, there's still a whole bunch more Druki over here. Wow. Yeah, we're not gonna have the numbers to cut through the Druki here. They are just walking all over us here.
Putrefaction on them.
Like just straight numbers, they are walking on us.
Valkia the Bloody!
Valkia's getting all shot up now. Those units. Wow, this is not what I expected at all. I may take a rain check on this one and redo it. Getting our butts beat here. Warner, thanks for the 5. He says, speaking of PC building, just bought myself a new motherboard, the Mag B550, a 5600X, 750 watt Corsair PSU. That sounds like a sweet build, Warner. Says, I'm hyped for the upgrades. Those are some nice upgrades. I don't think you're going to be going wrong anytime soon. That 5600X is a really nice, focused gaming processor. So that'll be a very solid pick. For sure, so should get a lot of good use out of that. Wow, I mean, we got absolutely buried in Druki here. Valkia might just, like, fight her way through this all on her lonesome. She killed Malakith. My dual weapons have had quite a lot of success, but they kept getting, smacked up by Malakith's magic, and then I didn't do a good enough job of tying down all of the missile units, and that is where I'm really suffering right now, is like I just could not KO all the missile units. So we've taken a bit of a savaging at the hands of these units. 80, 105. I'm trying to keep these missile units off of all my other units. But I kind of just think we might want to replay this one real quick. Let's, go ahead and just concede defeat. Let's rematch this one and do a better job. Matthew Williams says, thanks for the 5. He says, have you tried a co-op campaign? Not in Immortal Empires yet. I only got to play some of the, what do you call it? Something Rotten and Kislev. I was playing that on the streams up before this. So 343 watching. Do the community a fave and hit the like button or dislike button. Let us know what you think. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate the support. Yeah, if you all want to take the time to leave a like, then I always appreciate it. Or a dislike if you dislike it. Like for me losing and you dislike that, feel free to go dislike. I'm not afraid of dislikes. I think that that YouTube is afraid of dislikes because they went and changed the rule with it, but I'm not terribly afraid. We're going to have to use Valkia to disrupt the walls. We're going to have to use Shatterstone to do a better job disrupting the walls. And then when we get inside, like, this area, I mean, kind of looks juicy. But then again, if those crossbows sit up here and shoot down onto us as we're trying to get through, that is going to be a mess. Let's take a look at the other potential zones of battle. This one has a lot of stuff blocking. It would make it difficult for the Druki to deploy all their crossbows properly, and if we... Maybe we can go for this wall. If I put these shielded warriors up front and Valkia and like just kind of use Valkia, maybe dodge a little fire, get her up on the wall quickly and start tying down. And then if we use Shatterstone, try and break in with our heavies and heroes, maybe we can pull this off. I don't know. Let's see. I certainly need to save these dual weapon variants, because those are going to be my more dangerous infantry units. My Marauders can draw some fire here.
Marauders of Khorne! Northern barbarians!
Move these back a little bit like that.
Axfather's Marauders!
Yeah, let's see what we can do here, and then... These towers are not going to be easy to get rid of. I think I'm going to just, like, pop a Shatterstone, use Valkia to really hurt all of the stuff on the wall, and hurt it quickly. And then... Other units... Let's get over here, and then maybe we can use our second Shatterstone to, like, break a hole open and try and get these dogs and stuff through. I don't know, let's see if it works better this time, we'll see. Let me get to that other comment I had, or I got to Matthew's comment, yeah. So I got to Matthew and Warner. Thank you both for the support. Definitely appreciate it. But he says, got a fancy new computer, so the only real worries about Immortal Empire is network issues. Yeah, I mean, you should be fine, like, with a newish build. And honestly, like, right now, the best value computer that you can probably go for would involve, like, a Radeon RX 6600, but now is not really a brilliant time to go and... Oh my gosh, yeah, those Marauders sacrificed themselves for the Blood God. Yikes, that was rough. Actually, let's Shatterstone right here. I'm gonna try and get straight through the wall over here. Valkia, get up here on the wall and start distracting. Okay, we do have a hole in the wall. It's 42 seconds until I can get more hole in the wall. But yeah, so I mean, you can... An RX 6600 would play this game well as far as a GPU at 1080p. Running the game above 1080p gets pretty expensive, pretty fancy. I'm doing it. It can be done, but I mean, it's going to cost you. You're going to pay a bit of a price for it. Alright, there's a whole bunch of skirmishers over here. I'd love to just kind of bottle them in, and then when that other Shatterstone pops up, maybe open a hole here and try and push through in a couple of places. There we go. Ooh, those towers hurt so much. I want to get away from the towers. Let's move up. Here's the other Shatterstone. I'm going to drop it right there. Alright, Valkia has gotten in and started to disrupt some of these skirmishing elements. I'm going to need the Skull Cannon to come in here and bust through and try and get into some of these skirmishers as well. Ow, gosh dang, Malakith, you suck. He's right back here. In fact, let's go KO Malakith early. Valkia. And we've got a hole in the wall over here. Let's see if we can exploit that. I don't know if I can pull through this infantry with these Skull Crushers, but I'd like to. Let's get the Skull Cannon over here. Oh gosh, Malakith just keeps dropping the magic on me. Alright, let's get some. I gotta pull my Skull Threshers through these Bleak Swords. We've gotta push some units on in. I've got some units moving towards that other wall breach. Send some reinforcements to that wall breach. Start moving in. Alright, Valkia is taking some damage, but she is dealing the damage against Malakith, which is good to see. I got our Skull Crushers into this blob of infantry and skirmishers, so that's good. A lot of the enemy skirmishers are kind of tied up, at least a little. I'm hoping we can do the same here with some of this infantry. Get in here, tie that up, and then see if I can maybe sneak some dogs through.
Lusting for slaughter!
And get to some of their skirmishers. Alright. Valkia KO'd Malakith. He's gotten away for the time being, though.
Chaos Sorcerer!
Pop a fireball at him. He's just about around the corner right there. We're starting to take a lot of ranged fire into that blob, so we need to pull our cavalry back out of it and let some infantry take over for us here. Let's get our infantry in. Oh my gosh, my infantry's just getting absolutely slaughtered over here because I can't bust through that choke point. This is not good over there. That is very bad. I'm gonna have to bring. I need Valkia to get out of this fight and get over and finish Malakith. Actually, if I can get out of that fight, push around over here. Alright, Malakith is back in there. Might be able to kill Malakith. I need some help for our Skull Cannon. We lost a Marauder at the end of the world. It's not great, but... Alright, kill Malakith. Kill him, dang it. Let's take these cavalry. I've got the hounds headed that way. If I can come put some pressure around here, I mean, these units are getting absolutely hammered right now in a very bad way. But if they can at least just keep the attention there for a moment, we might be able... How is he still alive? He's got 72 hit points. Kill his butt. And then why are these Skull Crushers still in that fight? I've given them multiple orders to extricate themselves out of that fight, and they've got the mass to do so. Send this one towards those spears, and then I need to come over here and crash into these shades. We have got to get rid of these shades. Shades got some help from some spears, so that is not great. Let's take the Skull Cannon through there. Gosh dang it, man. They are just absolutely murdering me on this flank.
This is the Gore Queens now.
Come on. Where's my Skull Crushers? This other unit here is still trying to get themselves out of some bleak swords. I just feel like that's absolutely obscene.
Making ground!
Don't fight in the spears. Come over here. Let's bust up that fight a little quicker. I need Valkia out of this fight. Alright, I've got my Skull Crushers temporarily bottling up those skirmishers, but then I'm out of other support over here. Crap, my Skull Cannon's getting dumped on right now, so it's going to be gone. There's just so many Druki here, I can't get all of their skirmish units tied up. It's really been painful. Oh my gosh, lay off the Skull Cannon already. There's a Beastmaster down here, so I'm going to lose that fight. Not have much choice but just drag it out for now. And then my Skull Crushers don't have enough weight to get through this fight because of the spears that are nearby. Yeah, I can't get enough units into combat because of the way that they have me blobbed and stuck in here. I do have good ammunition, though, on the Skull Cannon now. I wonder if I can bring it back here and start firing at some of these units. Yeah, the Skull Crushers are going to get defeated here, too, and all these units just scatter and run when I chase them, which is not what I want, but it's what they should do. And then I cannot break through these Tread Spears to save my life. There's an Exalted Hero up here. Get him involved. I've got another Flesh Hound. Let's pull it up. Bring this unit in. Bring in our final reinforcements here, see if we can make any difference. I mean, at least Valkia's drawn a lot of attention back here. It's not enough, unfortunately. See, we lost both of our Skull Crushers in that fight. Skull Crushers are hard to kill, but the Druki are doing it. This fight over here is really irritating me. There is no way Dread Spears are holding out against all these forces of Khorne like this. Like, I just know. Just no, double no, no again. That's all I have to say to that. Like I said, fortunately Valkia is doing Some really good work for us back here. She's got a lot of units tied up. I have multiple times supported this fight with that as well.
Witness my strength!
Valkia. This is just a much more challenging fight than I expected. That's about all there is to that. Oh, I don't want you in melee. I want you to shoot. Okay, we finally cleaned out this blob, so now I can send help over here.
Chaos warriors of Khorne.
Alright, I've got my skull cannon in a firing position.
My magic is ready. I serve the
Let's
beast.
take Scribe and these hounds, and I'm gonna try and avoid this spear unit that's looking. Oh my gosh, Scribe is getting absolutely owned by shades right now.
Chaos sorcerer.
He's gonna have to run for his life. He can't stay over here. Skull cannon, I don't remember telling you to chase anything.
Chaos warriors. Untitled.
Okay, I got my exalted hero over here, and at least temporarily we've bloodied that fight up. Some barely alive Chaos Warriors. Wow, what a tough fight from the Druki.
Chaos sorcerer.
Don't kill my Scribe. Leave the Scribe out of this. Okay, we crunched through that fight. Valkia is holding her own, so let's push back here. This is... we may have this one. It'll be a fight that will make Khorne very happy because many skulls will be separated from their owner, and much blood will be spilt. Valkia has just been an utter tank here. That skull cannon's getting some nice shots finally. Got him set up back here, and the Big Iron is getting some good kills because he was able to replenish all of his ammunition.
Followers of chaos. Kill for Khorne.
Got a Gore-Beast chariot on Patchy, which is helping a great deal right now.
Warriors of Khorne.
Shades can't get away at the moment, though there is one more
Army of the dark.
crossbow up there that's being annoying. Send some help this way. I'm gonna go back and get that Shade unit.
Northern barbarians.
Just clean this up back here. Kill that Beastmaster quickly with all the extra attack.
Exalted hero of Khorne.
I'm gonna have to take my Exalted Hero back here out of that fight, unfortunately. Go chase these units down. Come on!
Unstoppable.
That Beastmaster's chasing my hero and pretty much keeping up with him.
Darkness.
Alright, the Beastmaster's gonna be bogged down in infantry now and should die. I'm gonna keep plowing through here with the Exalted Hero. Alright, Scribe is safe. Big Iron's safe. Let's keep it that way. Alright, good. We captured a point. That's gonna swing tide of battle. Keep pushing forward. Valkia, since you're in the air, let's just come straight up here to those crossbows, which are positioned on the high ground. We're not letting them pull an Obi-Wan on us.
Warriors of Khorne. Where
Go straight for the main
chaos
capture point here.
Exalted hero of Khorne.
Alright, the power bar should totally shift to our favor here very soon.
Skulls and slaughter!
Very, very soon. Most fun legendary lord to play in Immortal Empire so far.
Chaos.
Gosh, I don't know. There's all the ones I've played have been fun so far. I'll tell you the ones I've played, and I've had fun with all of them. I've played Grombrindle. I've played Rapans. I've played Valkia. I have played. Oh, we got that win. That was a tough win. Holy cow. That was a far tougher Dark Elf settlement than I gave them credit for, and I paid the price for it in the loss of a lot of good units. So that was less than optimal from a few different standpoints. We lost the Knights of the Brazen. They'll come back after a cooldown period. I'm hoping maybe some of those other ones aren't totally lost. We'll see. But yeah, I played Emmerich. Emmerich was fun. I've played Karl Franz. I've played Grand Cathay with the Iron Dragon, and I've been having a lot of fun with that one. I have played... Alright, so we kept the one Skull Crusher. We lost the Knights of the Brazen. Lost our Bloodletters, and we lost a Chaos Warrior. That sucks, because that warrior was getting some nice experience going, but we can always get more Marauders and try and level them up. I'm going to occupy this place since I fought so hard for it. That way I'll have a place to recuperate shortly here, but the bloodletting at least went up there. We got a Juggernaut for Patchy, so that will help quite a lot.
Valkia the Bloody.
Let's see. Valkia really saved our bacon in that fight. So that was pretty good to have her. And that first time we fought that, I think I fought the Dark Elves over on that other side of the settlement where they had way too much room to maneuver their missile units. And so that was a huge mistake on my part to let them have all that room to maneuver their missile units. And I should have never allowed for that. Warp fire, all demonic missile and flying units. Are there demonic missile units, I guess, other than the artillery? Non-demonic cavalry and chariot units. I would probably want that as well at some point. Though I think I'm going to go ahead and do some upgrades on Valkia. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm going to do this. We'll kind of split it up here.
Greater killing ability.
Let's see, and Raksha says, unrelated to Khorne campaign, I had a question about the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Does only the Undivided one get his Chaos Dragon mount, or can you still get it when you give him a mark? I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't looked at that yet. I used the Chaos Lord of Khorne in a battle the other day, and the only mount option I believe was like a Juggernaut. Something. I don't think the dragon was like there for like, but that wasn't the Sorcerer Lord. That was just the Chaos Lord. I don't know.
There will always be blood.
I simply don't know the answer to that at the moment. We do have the Hellforged Host, which I'm going to snag. I can pick up the Swords of Chaos in the absence of that regiment around that we just lost. Might as well grab the Brutes of the Hound. They're pretty tough as well. So there we go. I'll go ahead and recruit these units in to fill our army back up. As we took some losses on that one, for sure. That was a super tough battle. We got the Summoners of Rage. And then we've also got the Brutes of the Hound and the Hellforged Host. So, good stuff here. Does Valkia have access to the Screaming Eagles of Sotek? I don't know what that is. So I'm not sure. Let's see, Sarvac says, do I understand that to do this you need to own all 3 games? You can buy Game 3 and you can play Immortal Empire. Well, can you play Immortal Empires without the previous games? Can you play Game 3 factions in Immortal Empires without the previous games? I don't know the answer to that. If you want to play the older factions, I know you have to have Game 1 and 2. Okay, people are saying no. You need all 3. I know you have to have the older games to play those factions. Immortal Empires itself may require the ownership of the other games. I guess the good thing is that since you get forced to own all the games, and if you have all the DLC from all the games, the good news is that all of it's still relevant in Game 3. Like, you get to use it all in a newer platform, a newer game, like, so at least that, right, is there. But you probably do have to have the other games to play Immortal Empires. I can't 100% answer that, but people in the chat are saying that you do. Again, I don't know 100% there, but the folks in the chat seem to think so. And I would think so as well. That's probably their motivation, like, to get you to purchase that stuff. They don't have to be installed, is what someone's saying, but you do have to own it. And you need to own them on the same platform. I do know that you have to own them on the same platform. Like, so if you have Game 3 on Steam and you don't have Game 1 and 2 on Steam, you have them somewhere else, then they need to be on the same platform, I think, for it to work, which is a little bit frustrating. It's unfortunate that you can't, say, like, have your account with Total War and use that account to link your ownership of the games between the 3 platforms by, like, tying those accounts together, but I don't believe that's a thing. You have to own the games on the same platform, as far as I understand it. Someone says if your friend has Immortal Empires unlocked, you can play with them. You will only be able to play Game 3 factions, though. That's the way I understand it. Yeah, waiting for a sale is definitely the way to go. Like, if money is not something where you have it readily available and you're like, oh yeah, I have all the money for that, no problem. I mean, if that's the case and you want the games, of course, you know, it's your decision, go get it. However, like, if you feel like money's tight, which it is for a lot of people at the moment, then, I mean, it never hurts to wait for a sale and to get something cheaper.
Bringer of glory.
And I'm not saying that because it's like me reviewing the state of the game, which I cannot do right now, by the way. It's not me reviewing the state of the game saying that. I'm just saying it never hurts to wait for a sale. Like, I think that's
Reforged for
always
murder.
good advice. If you have the patience for it,
Sword Maiden of the Blood God.
you should wait every time.
Mistress of Skulls.
Never hurts to save money, folks. Alright, we're gonna kill some pirates. And we got over 370 people right now. That is fantastic, or at least it says so on one of my tools here. The other one says 360 some, but thank you all for joining. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for dropping by the channel tonight to see some Khorne well, I say Khorne, it's not technically a Khorne faction, it's Valkia the Bloody, who's part of the Champions of Chaos DLC, so I guess technically part of the Warriors of Chaos, but I think you can pick them for either one. I don't remember how it works in the campaign versus multiplayer, but I want to say in multiplayer you can use her with both factions. Let's take a look here at our map.
Shield Maiden.
Don't want to get some of these units killed, so I'll probably roll them in the back here where they're at a lot less risk. Let's
Chaos Marauders!
units up front. Shielded unit on a flank.
Army of the Dark Gods!
There we go. And then I got my bloodletters. Let's roll them up a flank as well. Or group them. I'm gonna run my exalted hero with the blood. Well, my blood crushers probably need to just kind of carefully sit this one out as well. They're a little bit
Arcane
damaged.
torment awaits!
Let's have the hounds run with the exalted hero, and then I'll take the summoners of
All
rage.
will be despoiled!
Ooh, actually, let's bring the let's take the hounds with the summoners of rage. Yeah, like that. And then I've got the Chaos Knights Regiment of Renown. What is it called? The Swords of Chaos. Yeah, the Swords of Chaos have the Guardian ability, which is going to make my hero stronger. Thanks for subbing, Josh. It's good to have you here tonight. Let's see what other people are saying. How frustrating is it to not have AoE mechanics as Khorne? Does it ultimately limit the number of enemy armies you can take on at the same time? There's probably some AoE abilities that you get in campaign. I haven't unlocked all the abilities, so I don't know 100%. But I know I've seen, like, explosion abilities and stuff for Khorne. But, I mean, in the campaign with Valkia here, I do have access to Chaos Sorcerers. If you're playing, you know, the Khorne
Chaos is
faction,
magic.
yes, you're limited, right, in what you can do. And just strictly the Khorne faction. And it would be frustrating. However, we were getting some pretty good action out of the Skull Cannon on the last battle, so that might be something worth taking, just because it can, you know, shoot into those blobs and try and do some extra damage. Especially since it's relatively mobile, and you can get it close to shoot straight into the back of a blob or something. That might be the way to go. What do you all think from what you've played on your own with Khorne so far? Obviously, you haven't played the DLC Khorne, but, you know, what do you all think with Khorne? Does it get frustrating for you not having that AoE damage, or do you find it satisfying to, you know, finally kill your enemies in melee and not just rely on, you know, the spells to do it for you?
Taking
Be
action.
curious to see what you all say in that regard. I'm going to get back here and try and put some hurt on the Carronade. And I'm going to take these other cavalry units and run them around for a little something. Okay. Get into those gunnery mob there and there. Carronade is in trouble. The Vampire Fleet Captain just got punched in the face by Valkia, and I am here for it. Of course, my units are going to be cutting through these Vampire Coast units very quickly. Let's bring this Swords of Chaos in. They're a really cool looking unit. They look really nice in Game 3. The Swords of Chaos ought to make very short work of that gunnery mob there. And I'm going to bring my hero in so we can get into that other gunnery mob. Did manage to get rid of the big hand cannons. Oh my gosh, the fleet captain got absolutely disposed of. Valkia threw him out like yesterday's trash. That was awesome.
Sage my bloodlust!
I mean, she is definitely not getting shoved around like you all said she did in her trailer. She is really owning in melee. Yeah, see that skull cannon? See the damage it did to that unit on that shot? So I think the skull cannon is definitely going to be one of your options for ripping through. I don't know what that sound. You all hear that sound? I hear that sound constantly. I don't know if it's a bug. If it's a feature, it needs to be removed. Like there's like that sound, like some kind of ability going off or something constant. I don't know what it is, but it sounds terrible. Give me some water here. Let's see. Kurt says he loves corn in the current state. Exalted Bloodthirster's got some breath attacks. Yes, so that is a thing. Bloodthirster splash damage is their AoE, so people are saying the Bloodthirster is one of those tools. And I don't have any yet, but we'll use it. Let's see, the Horn of Corn. Lay down the iron, that's right, Steve. We certainly put a pretty solid beating on our enemies there, and that was mostly just for me to grab some treasure and to keep the battle thing charging up. I wanted it to keep charging up. We need plenty more enemies to fight. It looks like Tarox is kind of clearing out this whole area down here, so that may not be the best place for us to go get some more action. However, if I go back up around here, I can heal, punch some more Dark Elves in the face, and try and work my way over here and maybe beat up Lethanar as well. So let's keep moving this direction. We'll heal as we go. We definitely need some AoE, so let's grab the Burning Head.
The gods smile.
And end another turn here.
The Lord
see.
of Murder's host stands ready to annihilate your kind.
What's Valkia's strengths and weaknesses? Again, it's going to be different for multiplayer. In campaign here, she's just very strong, period. So that's been nice. I've been enjoying that. In multiplayer, I think that her benefits, she's fairly quick. She provides some really tough anti-large. She can charge units on the ground without being charged back because she's a flyer. You can also land her in the midst of other units to help protect them. I don't think Khorne makes peace deals, do they? That just doesn't seem like it's lore friendly. Philip says I can't find the renew membership option. I don't know why that would be. I don't know, maybe did YouTube do something to the memberships? Yeah, I'm not sure why that would be, Philip.
Reforged for murder.
YouTube does dislike me.
Find the fight.
So, yeah, there we go. Steve, appreciate all the support you're throwing at me tonight, man. Appreciate you helping out, encouraging people to participate, so thanks, Steve. They may find peace in their assured death. Exactly, James, exactly. They'll get peace when I've finished cutting them to pieces. Thanks, Kurt. Appreciate the 2. He says, what is your average GPU temperature?
Would give me anything less than
Warhammer 3.
unconditional devotion.
I don't know. I suppose I could go take a look real quick. I haven't really been paying attention to it. I think I have a new driver I haven't installed in a long time either. Let's see. Performance. What does GPU temperature look like right now? My GPU is running... let's see, where's the tuning system here? Performance. Not going to show up on the screen, which I don't want it to, but all right, yeah, okay, so my GPU is running about 70 degrees. I have a big, giant 6900 XT. Yeah, the average temp is running around 70 degrees, but my room is being heated up by it because it puts off a whole lot of heat. But yeah, I mean, if you have a decent GPU, no game should really be overheating it if you have a decent case and like a GPU that has fairly effective cooling. And I remember seeing a lot of reviews on, say, like RTX 30 series and AMD 6000 series. I think pretty much all the cards I saw in those reviews had adequate cooling. There were some cards that I'd seen from past series that had, you know, poorer cooling compared to others. But your case has a lot to do with it. Like, you need good airflow in your case. If nothing else, just a solid exhaust to pull some of the hot air out. What are you doing here? Okay, the beastmen are ambushing army. Alright. Insufficient captives, alright, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I usually just make sure, like, if you can get a case that has a way to pull in some air through the front and at least one fan to exhaust it in the back, most GPUs should be fine, right? I think that a lot of GPUs run into trouble if people end up with a case that can't properly ventilate it. So, like, for instance, my GPU runs probably 400 watts, or very close to it, and I have a case that has two gigantic 200mm fans in the front of it pulling through an open mesh, and then I have a 140mm fan in the rear exhausting it, and then I have fans on the top exhausting it as well. Like, so mine,
There will always
could
be
put out
blood.
enough heat to suffocate itself pretty quick inside a tight case, but if you have a case that can get the air moving, even a GPU like mine that pulls ridiculous levels of heat, it can push it out, like, as long as you have the right ventilation. So just make sure when you look at cases, it's definitely important. Like, it may not make or break you if you're using like mid-tier or lower tier stuff, but if you intend to run a high-end system, you should definitely get a case that has solid airflow.
Mistress of Skulls.
Like I said, mid or lower tier, some of those parts just don't put off as much heat. It still never hurts to have a case that's good at venting heat. But like I said, some lower tier CPUs and GPUs just don't put off a lot of heat to begin with. And so you don't run into that, you know, a whole lot. But like I said, never a bad thing to do regardless when you're PC building. It's just, you know, go look at a review on YouTube. A bunch of channels, like Gamers Nexus does some really critical reviews of cases and make sure that they have good airflow, so that would be one good spot. And I want to say, like, Hardware Canucks does case reviews still. So there's a few channels that do case reviews that are pretty useful in that regard. But Gamers Nexus probably has like the most thorough case reviews, and he has a big chart and shows you, like, you know, where like all the cases perform and stuff. So that's definitely a good place to go look. Wicked, thanks for being here tonight. Banana. So Wicked says, I put together a build on Newegg with a 6900 XT for under 1600, including a 27-inch monitor. Yeah, the 6900 XT right now, like, if you're willing to go buy a graphics card now, knowing that new stuff is coming later this year, the 6900 XT is heavily discounted if you're looking to go into the high-end range. It's a better overall performance bargain than, like, again, if you're going to the high-end range. You know, I don't know whether, you know, it's great to be buying high-end right now, but you know, if you were to do so, it's a pretty decent value. But a lot of the high-end cards are the ones being discounted the most, because, you know, those new launches are coming up and the companies are trying to get rid of them. But I mean, you can certainly get a decent deal on the computer parts right now. The only downside is that everything else is crazy more expensive, like gas and groceries and pretty much everything else in the world. So I think that's made it hard for some people still, even with prices down. But if you can save the money and do it, you can certainly pick up a good deal. I'm guessing when the new GPUs launch, they'll probably drive down the prices of the previous generation even further. It may not, but it might. And if it does, and again, if you don't have to have the newest thing to make yourself happy, you can get a pretty baller PC pretty cheap in that case as well. Philip says, Ruined Atlas here, possibility of a full Kolek and Cetra campaign. I'll find a way to get my badge back, I promise. Blood God's, the promise on the Blood God's skull throne. Well, thank you. Appreciate it, Philip. Ruined Atlas. So Kolek, I'm playing the Kolek campaign right now. It's not going to be like a full long victory type campaign. But what I'm planning on doing with the Kolak campaign is I've taken some of those dark fortresses. We broke through the Bastion. Some of my other goals that I had in mind for Kolak is I wanted to go ahead and try that in-game scenario because I pulled the in-game scenario way forward. And I cranked up the difficulty like a ton. And so that would be my objective with the Kolak campaign at the moment, is to see what the in-game looks like on the 200% difficulty setting. And then as far as Cetra goes, I haven't gotten to it yet, but I certainly would like to try a Cetra campaign because there is a lot of factions around Cetra. Khorne starts right there. There's the other Tomb Kings. I believe there's Ogre factions not far. There's a Dwarf faction not far from them up in the mountains. You got all the errantry factions for Bretonnia that are around over there. The Savage Orcs are off to your north and east. I think there's some Wood Elves, not terrible. Like, there is a lot of action near Kimry. So I would certainly like to see that. Someone's mentioning Manfred. Yep, Pyrrhic Strategos. Manfred is right in the middle of all that too. So I definitely want to see what Manfred's like at some point. Tomb Kings are still really fun to play. I got to play them in some matches with Indy and Dov. They're still, in my opinion, like a fun competitive faction that certainly has advantages in certain scenarios. So, yeah. Does Valkia win or lose against Skarbrand in a 1v1? I would have to guess Skarbrand is gonna beat most people in a 1v1. I could be wrong. Well, tell me what you think, but I'm guessing not many people are gonna go head to head with Skarbrand and live to talk about it.
For Khorne! Corpses, ash, and rubble.
An armor of destiny. Why does she run back so far? It's irritating. I hate when you do that. Like, you raise a settlement and they turn around and run in the opposite direction. Like, CA, please fix that. That is pointless and stupid and just waste a whole bunch of my time. So now I have to walk all the way back over here. So yeah, CA fix that. Arena Emperor says, I've already heard that question answered. Skarbrand still wins. I would think so. I mean, Skarbrand is an absolute behemoth. Malice will beat down Skarbrand? Maybe. Maybe. Malice he's obscene right now. I don't know if Malice really needs to be nerfed down. I haven't played a ton with him. I asked a few people their opinion on that. I mean, he used to be utter crap, and now he's like extremely good. I don't know where Malice needs to go, but I mean, if anybody was going to be Skarbrand head-on, I guess it would have to be Malice at the moment. But basically, he can double heal cap. I think he can heal on his first form, and then when he transforms, I think he can heal there as well. So I think that's part of what makes him so strong, is that he can just really crank up the healing and just keep putting out a beating.
Any further dealing we have must...
I don't fully understand all of his abilities at the moment with Malice, but I've played against him a couple of times, and both times I've played against him, it was brutally difficult. Fencer's Blades, Talisman of Preservation. Ooh, man, that is... Talisman of Preservation. Sweet, I'm gonna take that. Let's in fact get in here and look at some of our equipment. This might be a good chance to go fight that quest battle as well. Go over to the details. Talisman of Preservation. Let's throw that on. That is way better than what we had. So we got a Talisman of Preservation. So now we've got a 16% ward save. I wish I had like a healing thing here. What's the Scarlet Armor? A Trickster's Helm, which has I don't know, another 10% ward save. That puts me at 25% ward save. Scarlet Armor hexes surrounding units, though. The intensity increase with each kill made by the unit. I mean, that's a pretty good hex. Comes with a 5% ward save, so I'd be trading 5% ward save for the debuff and some extra armor. It'd probably be worth it. Let's throw that on. And I don't really have a better weapon at the moment. The Sword of Anti-Heroes is fine. Potion of Strength is still fine for now as well. Let's throw the Armor of Destiny on Patchy. Doom Totem.
It's no ends to war!
Legamus, yeah, thanks for the 12 months of membership. Appreciate it. And then Philip Brungback, he must have found it. It says new member there, so hopefully you got your badge back. I don't know if it gave it back to you or not. But thank you so much for being a channel member and supporting. Really appreciate you, Philip. Let's see. Just trying to get everything set up here, equipment-wise. Talisman. Pigeon. I mean, fire resistance, Opal Amulet's probably the best there because it gives the temporary benefit at least. Featherfoe Torque only affects flying units, so it's not particularly useful. Throw that other one on. And Killscribe here, we'll give him the Fencer's Blade, the Trickster's Helm, and Arcane Casting item I do not have. Let's throw Dragon Bane Gem in there because he's a Fire Sorcerer. Throw that on there because, again, I don't have anything else to put there. Okay. So we've got some equipment taken care of. Let's take Valkia back into her territory and let's go fight for her sword. I'm going to end the turn. We do have gifts available, like new gifts, so let's view that. It's like a new undivided gift. All undivided units cause fear. That could be handy. Probably not right now, but that certainly could be handy. Future. I have a lot of souls if we decided to swap out gifts, but right now the gifts are still working fine for me. That Shatterstone is good.
This weather rides like a savage animal.
Okay, let's end our turn. Dum Dum says blood for the blood god, corn for the cornflakes. Hi air, hi chat. Thanks for dropping in, Dum Dum. I thought the hero on screen was making that noise. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Wow. YOLO. How do the gifts work? You use souls to unlock the gift and apply it. And you draw the favor of the Chaos Gods here, right? So as you draw the eye of the gods, they'll give you more gifts. And then you can use those gifts in here, and you basically unlock them with souls, and then you pay a soul upkeep, and souls are obtained in battles, and you get extra souls for like raising and executing. So like right now I'm using, and you have undivided gifts that go in these slots, and then each of these ones is pointing to one of the motto gods. In this case, it's all corn, you know, but that can be different based on who you're playing. That can look different, but it's pretty fun. So the gifts basically give you the opportunity to get some custom stuff to make the campaign that much more entertaining. For Beast Chariots, armor for Chaos Warriors chosen. Skulls for the Skull Throne. Weight of corn. Explosion, and we certainly need that. That'll be helpful, so let's do that research.
Every action shall be calculated.
Let's go fight this quest battle real quick. It's almost time for me to be done, so let's go fight the quest battle. It's been a really fun stream tonight. Appreciate you all being on. Hopefully you got to see some gameplay that's helping you see whether or not you like the DLC, see whether or not you think that Warhammer 3 is going to be everything it should be. So that's why I only had time for like kind of a shorter video earlier, but I figured that you all would like to see more gameplay. And of course, this will post on my channel. If you didn't get to watch it all and you want to see it all, you can always go back and watch it. It'll post up on the channel where you can watch the replay later. Video on demand, whatever they call it. James says Tomb Kings and Warriors are his favorite. Oh no! Game crashed. Oh no. Is it fine? Is it back? Yep, it's back. Alright. The game acted like it might crash for a second. Windows started popping up a thing saying it wasn't responding, and then it came back. It probably just didn't like me tabbing out.
Sweet boons of war! I come for the Bloodfather's gifts, yet it seems I will get even more.
How fond I am of the quarrelsome, green-skinned simpletons. So easy to slay,
Greenskin
yet
simpletons.
just as easy to bring to battle. And the rat men, craven they may be, but always willing to brawl for their worthless lives.
Yeah, Legamus is over here quoting Nagash. I hope Nagash
Some
finds
will
his
be
way into the
worthy
game.
enough to stay here and fight for Khorne forever. Let us find out.
Thane the Forsaken, thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. Dum says, I'm a sucker for Total War. Got all 3 games, all DLCs. Bought the Chaos Warriors the day it was announced. Hail Valkia. Yeah, I am too. Like, I'm a sucker for it, but I try to give people the more sane advice, obviously, of, you know, just watch the game for yourself, make sure it's what you want it to be, look for sales, all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, there's no need ever in life to really just throw away money. So, always a good thing to be patient like that. I'm not, so I'm giving you advice that I struggled to take myself. But I feel like you should take it, but you don't have to. You get to make those choices in life. Bring the corn cannon up. These hounds into these air boys. Looks like our reinforcements have got the greenskins busy, so let's use that opportunity. I'm gonna take Valkia and go KO that giant. And let's bring the Swords of Chaos into these archers. That'll be another easy mop-up duty. Oh, look at this, look at this. Burn all these greenskins up. There we go. Later, losers. A good burninating in there. Send in the hounds. See if the Summoners of Rage can get their ability charged up. Let's send in these Hellforged Host as well.
Executing, blasting for
Swords of
slaughter.
Chaos in there. Oh man, these air boys are about to get chopped bad. Like real bad.
Clean magic.
Alright, Valkyria's trying to fight the giant. She was stuck on another unit there for a second. Now, giants can deal a lot of damage back on you.
Witness my strength.
They've always been one that, yeah, see, it put a pretty good hit on her right there.
Death.
I don't know if she'll get staggered or struggle with being staggered, so let's see. She's fought really well against everything so far. The trolls are in the way, for sure, at the moment. I think that's making it a struggle for her to land the hit so far.
Execute.
There she goes. She got a good hit in there. I hear the corn mower going through there. I love it. I love the sound on that unit.
Chaos Marauders. Chaos
There's
Warriors.
another army of greenskins over there.
Destruction. Move.
This is the sound I was talking about. I call it the corn mower. Got some pretty hilarious animations as well. It's over there running over that orc shaman. That giant has withstood Valkia probably as well as any other unit has, but Valkia has been healing off his attacks because of her ability here. I probably don't want to pile in all these bloodletters there and let them take damage from that unit. I'll just let Valkia finish the job there. Let's watch the Hellforged Host crumble this orc boy. Here's some blood for the Blood God. The greenskins are willingly donating. The Hellforged Host is a really good-looking unit there. As expected, they absolutely clobbered that regrouping
Valkia the
greenskin
Bloody.
unit. Okay, let's see. That next army is sitting up there. It's the rats. It's like our exalted bloodthirsters getting knocked out. Our ally, I should say. It's not ours. Rainburster. Hellforged Host is not going to be ideal against trolls, but they do have flaming attacks, so I would imagine that they're going to hurt these stone trolls pretty badly. Yeah, they get through armor and... Ooh, gosh. Easy there. Easy, rat men.
Slaughter!
Let's take all these units that are idle and start running them this way. Oh, no, never mind. They're coming to me. Is that a hell pit abomination? It sure is.
Arcane torment awaits.
Alright, I need Valkia to come deal with the hell pit. And I've got my blood skull crushers here. Sorry, skull crushers. Turn around here and try and meet the advance of the Skaven.
Personified.
For the chaos gods.
That was a very nice shot by the rat's catapult up there. The ratapult.
Brothers in bloodletting. For Valkia.
I don't need all those units to head that way. I think the rest of these can turn around and come back this way.
Glorious slaughter.
Alright.
Lusting for slaughter.
Get rid of that hell pit.
Move forth.
These rats over here ought to make pretty nice fodder for our burning head here.
I will force.
Yeah, clan rats, so they'll die in droves to the burning head. There we go.
It is
And the hell pit abomination is toast. It's got its healing going off right now, which is
For honor.
kind of helping it out.
Sate my bloodlust.
Let's take Valkia
Valkia
over here
the
and find the
Bloody.
next target.
Give me glory.
Plague Priest. Do nicely. Alright, we shattered the hell pit. Let's not kill it, because then I'll have to deal with the
Punching souls.
spawn that it brings about.
Yes, Lord.
Is that a chieftain that's fighting me there?
For Valkia.
Buff these guys up. I'm trying to bring them a little bit of help, because that unit got a little overextended.
Yes, Marauders. Move.
Okay, where's Valkia at?
Rage guides
Plenty of
me.
targets. Let's get down here and kill them. I'm going to take these Swords of Chaos, see if I can pull through and get to those rattling guns. These units around as well. There we go. Get to the rattling guns.
Goes for the skull throw.
Master, behold.
Sword of anti-heroes. Rat Ogre's trying to block me. It's not going to last long, so let's get straight into that rattling gun. Surprised the Rat Ogre even survived the charge.
Exalted hero of God.
Alright, got the rattling guns. And Valkia is busy owning. So the spear is now Valkia's. That should be it. We've completed it in that battle. We'll go take a look at this. Yeah, this was a quest battle, Kaiser. It was a quest battle for sure. Does that dude not have a jaw? I'm not sure who you were looking at that didn't have a jaw. Knight Legamus, thanks for joining in. Thane the Forsaken says, have you named all your units? If not, can the chat name some? Sure, name some units in the army real quick. I'll take care of it before I get off stream. I'll be off in a few minutes, but if you all have any names you want to give these units, by all means. Corn Blood Rally, you will donate whether you like it or not. That's right. That's exactly what that was. I'm gonna go ahead and just heal my army here.
I am your
It's
mom.
not really any hurt for money. I think we can
Valkia
run
the
some
Bloody.
upgrades. Yeah, look at this. We can get some chosen dual weapons. Oh boy, yeah, we got the big stuff. So the next time we get to play this campaign, we get some chosen with dual weapons. Oh, that's gonna be sick. There we go, 3 chosen with dual weapons. These guys do not have enough to become chosen yet. I could mark these units as a corn unit, but I want to keep that one as undivided just because I don't have a lot of undivided units at the moment. I'll hold on to that one. I need to get some more going forward. I think it'd be fun to keep. Ooh, we got the Soul of Damnation Hell Cannon. Be fun to bring into the army. I think I'll ditch that unit of Warhounds and do that. So we got the Spear, which has a wind thing attached to it. Blood Dono Train would be a good name for which one? Horns Hoosiers. Let's get some of these names out here. I don't know who needed which name, but I'll just start throwing some of them up here.
A worthy triumph.
There we go. Horns Hoosiers. Blood Dina. I'm not sure where that name comes from. Let me I'm just throwing some of these names in here for you all. Chat can give a name for the stuff in the army. Can you name those undivided Chaos Warriors Khorne's tryouts? Yep, we can do that. Name a unit to whom it will concern. If it'll fit here. Yeah, it fit. There you go. Hounds should be the corn dogs. I approve of that wholeheartedly. There's the corn dogs. I'm gonna get rid of this hound though
Court's
and pull
judgment is
in
final.
this Soul of Damnation, and then we got the Knights of the Brazen Throne Skull Crushers back as well.
I demand absolute
Put in the army.
fealty.
Technically, you should replace the corn dogs with them, but I don't know which units I want to pull
Such
out of
a
here. I
violent
mean, we have so
battle
much infantry.
calls
I
the
think I'm
weak.
just gonna merge these guys. I don't need to merge them. I'm just gonna
Such a
boot
waste.
them. I think these guys have a warband upgrade they can take as well, so I can go ahead. I'm gonna put them into this
A victory to savor.
standard warriors, because then I'll have the great weapon and the chosen here. So let's go standard. I don't have any halberds. It wouldn't hurt to have a halberd unit. Let's throw one. Here we go. We can upgrade them to knights at rank 6 as well, which would be fun. Reapers of Khorne's Field. That would be... Hellforged Host already has a name, or else that'd be a good one. We can throw that on one of these guys here. Reapers of Khorne's Field. There we go. Corn Flakes. I like that too. There's Corn Flakes. Name the Hell Cannon Better Skull Cannon. Well, this one already has a name, so it's the Soul of Damnation. You can rename it, but here we go. Better Skull Cannon. Candy corns. Oh, jeez, man, this is good stuff. Here we go, candy corns. I'll spell candy with a K just for fun. Oh, because you did too. Okay, we were both on the same page there. Corn pops.
So much blood. A worthy triumph.
We already named the Hell Cannon something else, so I'll give these guys the corn pop. There we go. Oh man, that's good stuff.
Consort of
All right,
Thor.
so that is going to be all the time I have for the stream tonight. Hopefully you all had a good time seeing it.
Gore Queen.
I may just play more of this on Thursday. There won't be, like, the game won't be out to a larger group yet, and so maybe we'll just play some more of this on Thursday's stream, okay? And we'll continue this one, and then of course I'll have some Karl Franz that continues, and I'll have some Kolek that continues, and I'm going to try and get some multiplayer battles out there as we go. So thank you everybody for joining the stream. Had a lot of fun being here with you tonight. Appreciate all the awesome support, all the folks here. Like I said, hope you all enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing it with you, and like I said, hopefully this was useful for you, getting to see plenty of gameplay to, you know, make those decisions for yourself. Like, is this what I want? Does it look like what I want? Does the game, you know, look like what I expect? All that kind of stuff. So that's why I want to do this big long form one here, so you all can get a good look at it. Anyway, you all have a good night. I'm gonna go get some sleep, and I will see you Thursday with some more action here. HeirofCarthage.